You can literally double or even triple your business in the next 4 to 6 months with these principles that I'm about to walk you through right now. And I'm gonna freaking prove it to you because I have literally have experience with these principles of doubling and even in some seasons tripling my business. And I'm gonna be following these exact same principles right now to be able to grow, to double or even maybe triple the School of Impact, the business that I'm building now over the next 4 to 6 months. So you could just literally watch me do it in real time, or you can also apply these into your own business and see the same, similar, even better growth than maybe I will. And so, for some context, we just got done hosting the first ever School of Impact live event here in Clearwater, Florida, and it was amazing. I want to give to you like some of these things that were reminders of, dude, I've got to do these again now. But it was incredible. We had so many talented coaches and entrepreneurs and just human beings that came. People that have built million follower brands, some that have done multiple 6, 7, and even 8 figures in sales. And it was just incredible. These people here. And so many like really powerful breakthroughs happen when you put yourself in the right rooms. So many epiphanies, ahas, conversations, connections, collaborations. And we have people leaving that are collabing together and they're going to see lots of growth. And so the first thing that I want to share with you, and it's not even here as one of the principles, but this is a reminder for me and maybe it'll resonate with you, is if you have a big vision, just know that adversity and obstacles are inevitable. Don't let those things stop you. And I know it's like, yeah, I know, but you might be going through it now, right? I want you, because dude, I've been wanting to bring the School of Impact to life, like having these live events, and like I have this vision for it. And even right up to the event, I faced so much adversity, so many obstacles. But I made it happen and it came to life. And so if you're going through it too, just know that like it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to, the bigger the vision, the bigger the obstacle, the more adversity you're going to face. But you've got to fight through it. And so the way I look, this is going to bring out the nerd in me, and then we'll go into the principles. But I like to look at the School of Impact as Professor Xavier from X-Men. He has the School for the Gifted, where he shows mutants how to become X-Men and use their powers for good. That's what I like to think about us as, is we're just bringing together a bunch of mutants, right? Us as coaches and creators. And we have these stories, we have these messages, we have these unique gifts and talents. And I'm showing people how to tell their stories in a compelling way to get better clients, right? How to use their messages to influence people to want to buy their stuff and how to stand out, how to use their gifts and their talents to build a wildly profitable business that changes lives and allows them to do what they love. And so like that to me, like I'm so passionate about this, man. And to see it come to life, like all the people in that room, they were so different in personality. There's so many different personalities. There's so many different people. We had people doing breath work, people as weight loss coaches. We had so many different types of people, but we're all in this central mission. We all came together as X-Men, and we want to help change lives while building a profitable business. We were all in the same North Star. And so it was awesome to see. So if you want to be at the next one, I'd love to have you. It'll be late October, early November. But this is the second best thing I can do, is just give you these things that I'm doing and learning in hopes that it'll help you have similar breakthroughs, if not better. I would love to have better ones. And so day one, dude, so we stayed on in this awesome house on the Intracoastal Waterway. My buddy Spence came and picked us up. He owns Wake Surf Tampa. So if you're in the Tampa area, check him out. And we left the dock, went wake surfing, which is an incredible sport, by the way. So there's so many similarities between wake surfing and the lessons you learn in business and entrepreneurship. But it was awesome. Then we went out to this island in the middle of nowhere, ate lunch, connected, collabed. The next day we had speakers come in. We all broke bread together. We did breath work together. We had private chefs come in for dinner. We had a videographer, amazing dude named Gabe, who came in and was like recording and creating content for people. It was awesome. And anyways, without further ado, I'm reminiscing. So the first big lesson that I have here is follow your passion. And there's a quote that I've heard many times, and I've said many times, that is by a guy named John Wesley, a pastor named John Wesley. And he says, if you light yourself on fire with passion, people come for miles to watch you burn. And so this was reminded. So one of my friends and the attendees there, her name is Charity and her husband is Andre, and they have a big brand. They have like over 1 million followers, and right now they're really integrating fitness into their brand, and they're seeking perspective and seeing how to like really build this brand. And so I'm over here helping them with that. And I was reminded of something powerful talking to Charity. And so she has built this following basically just following her passions. Like truly. Right now they're looking to really monetize it better. But it was a reminder, man. Because like I was talking to her, I'm just like, she's like, yeah, this is basically my hobby. I would do all of this stuff for free. And I was like, really? So while I was at this event, I'm like, I would do this. I would host these events for free, and I have before, because I love bringing people together and teaching and helping with connection and collaboration. And I was like, yeah, I got to lean more into this. And it was just a really good reminder, because sometimes, at least in my experience in business, we can get so caught up into making the business happen that we start to lose the passion a little bit. And where in your business right now have you maybe lost some of the passion? Like for me, it's bringing people together, hosting events. I love doing that. And so I'm going to do more of it. Where in your business can you lean more into passion? Because again, if you light yourself on fire with passion, people will come from miles to watch you burn. This is how Charity was able to grow, has been able to grow over the years, a following of over 1 million people. And these are like real followers. Like she has a community of 800 people, or 700 or 800 people in it. And it'll be up to 1,000 people, right? She's going to have $1 million brand because she's followed her passions. Where can you follow your passion? Is it coaching, right? Is there a particular thing that do you like making videos? Do you like talking about a certain topic? Like where can you lean more into that in your brand right now? You're going to see me. This is one of the ways I'm going to double or even triple my business, is through events. I'm going to be leaning into that because I'm so passionate about it. I love creating videos. I love doing it live in person, right? There's nothing better than me just like most of my content coming from a professional videographer in person. That's the way I like to create. And at the same time, it gives people massive value and breakthroughs and connection and collabs. That's the first thing. So I want to throw it to you and for you to think about that. The second thing is environment. Be in the room. And this is something you're like, duh, yeah, I've heard this. But as an online entrepreneur, as an online coach, as an online business owner, sometimes you can isolate yourself too much, right? And so like we have the School of Impact as an online community. I help co-create with people. We provide the roadmaps, we provide coaching, we provide collaborations and support, right? I provide opportunities for people. Like I just got asked to be interviewed on a new Netflix fitness show. And I'm giving the opportunity. I'm going to connect my community, what we call the School of Impact inner circle, with this TV producer so they can hopefully get on Netflix. So I'm like, we're always trying to like help each other grow. So online communities are awesome, but also getting in person more, getting in like the real life rooms, dude, just like the amount of times that like I've been in the right rooms has catapulted my growth, right? And over again. And so where can you maybe get into the right rooms with people, both online and offline? And again, if you want to come to the next School of Impact live event here, it'll be this next one will be in Florida. Then I think we're going to do one in Mexico. Let me know. And the third thing is embodiment. This is huge, dude. This is the season I'm in right now, where you may say you want a certain goal, but are you actually, do you have the beliefs, do you have the identity, the beliefs, the thinking? Do you have the behaviors and the habits of the person that you want to become? And so right now for me, in order to take the School of Impact to the next level, I have to become a better leader. I have to be able to be a better guide for people. And so I'm over here, okay, what do I have to believe to be true? What kind of perspectives and thinking do I have to have? What behaviors? Because I got to be in integrity. I can't just say something. I got to actually live it and do it and experience it So how can I upgrade my behaviors and my habits and my actions so that I can get the results that I'm looking for? So who is that next level version of yourself, and how can you change the identity, or how can you change the beliefs? What beliefs do you need to have? What thought patterns and perspectives do you need? What behaviors or habits or actions do you need to take? And start doing that today. Start taking an action from that next level version of yourself today. Growth doesn't happen in a bubble. You've got to take actions even when you're not ready. Me hosting this event, this comes from my friend that I've recently connected with over the past few months named Brandon T. Adams. So I've been watching friends of mine and colleagues of mine like JR and all these people host it for years. But sitting on a boat with Brandon a couple months ago, he was just like questioning me about what I really want. And I was like, I really want to host events. And so the very next day, it was like a couple days later, I went out and I was scared to do it. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I did it. I committed myself to it and I made it come to life. And so I'm going to challenge you right now to be able to take an action that the future version of yourself would already be taking. And the next one, it feeds right in. Oh, by the way, and it's also what behaviors do you have to let go? What are beliefs? What are thoughts? What are behaviors you need to let go of? Not just start and do, but what are some that you need to let go of? Are you scrolling on too much social media? Are you checking your email every 5 minutes? Are you drinking too much? Like, what are you doing that's not serving that future version of yourself that you need to let go of? What feeds into this is something that Robbie D'Angelo, he's a really good friend of mine, and I had him speak at this event, and he talked about identity. And so the frame that he gave, and Robbie, if you're watching this, I can't remember the exact, but he talked about like the false self, which I look at as like the ego. And then he didn't frame it like this, I don't think, but it's like the new self, like the person, like your true self, the person that you're looking to ultimately shift into being. And so a good frame that like I think through this is comes from another coach of mine and friend of mine named Chris Bolger. He taught me this thing called the illusion exercise. And oftentimes what happens is our amygdala hijacks us. It's a literal thing. You can Google it. And it hijacks us. Our ego kicks up to protect ourselves. And so when we're trying to shift, when we're trying to take actions that are outside of our comfort zone, our amygdalas are going to hijack us. Our egos are going to protect us. And it stops a lot of people. And so Chris taught me how to get back into the prefrontal cortex by journaling, right? By writing down, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Where am I being caught into this false identity, this false illusion, right? And just like getting really aware of it. So the more aware you can become of when your ego kicks in, right? When the amygdala hijacks you, the more you can start to shift it into what you know to be true and to get back into that prefrontal cortex so you can actually begin to take the actions that you need to take. And then the fifth thing here is a clear vision. And what I mean by that is, let's say, for instance, we'll use me as an example, and I want you to think through yours. But I'm growing this School of Impact, and our next stop is going to be at $2 million. And that's just a revenue goal. For me, I look at revenue as what I'm basically looking at it as, like, how much do I need to both live the way I want to live, provide the service to my clients that I want to provide, and host the most epic events possible. And we found that it was right around $2 million, kind of like go across the boards. And so for you, what's your goal? What's your vision? So if your vision is to, your North Star is to have a certain type of coaching business that maybe has 100 clients and whatever it is. And I want you to get clear on it. I want you to imagine that you're creating a blueprint for a house, right? You don't have to have it perfect, because even the best architects in the world, the best engineers in the world, they're going to shift things up, but at least have an idea, right? How much revenue are you going to have? How many clients or customers will you have? How many team members do you perceive yourself having or wanting? What are you doing on a day-to-day basis within it? Just have a clear vision, right? The clearer you can get, the better. And then reverse engineer it, right? I can easily say I'm gonna hit $2 million in our business this year. Doesn't mean I'll do it, but if I reverse engineer the math, so if I'm like, cool, how many clients do we need to have? How many people do we want to have at events? How many? What's the LTV of our How many calls do I need to book? How many sales do I need to make? How many, like all of the numbers, and literally reverse engineering the main KPIs in your business all the way down to a daily action, right? So I have right here, I know, and I know you can't see this, but I'm going to tell it to you. I know, for example, that if I spend about 4 hours a day on projects and some of my marketing activities, and if let me go from the top, I know that on average, like I'm gonna be like I know I need a certain amount of watch time across all of my content. I know whenever I am running ads, I need to spend at least 100 a day. I know that we need to have, no matter organically or not, 11 leads a day. I know that we have to have at least 10 meaningful conversations with ideal clients every single day. I know that we need to make at least 3 offers a day, whether it's in our stories, our content, our email, or directly inside of the DMs. I know we need to have one booking and one. So I know down to the T, like what needs to happen every day for me to be able to reach my vision. And it becomes so much more, there's so much more confidence in knowing this. So whenever you have a vision, you want to break it all the way down to what actually has to happen. And the bigger thing is like, why do you want to achieve this stuff? Like for me, there's some days when I wasn't super clear on this, I wouldn't do any of the work despite knowing what I needed to do because I didn't really have a strong why. But once you have that strong why, it's much easier to take action. So it's like getting really clear on why. Inside of the coaching space, it's so cliche to be like, I want to do 10K per month, or I want to do 50K or 100K per month. And it's like, I've learned really quickly now that when somebody says that that's their goal, it's like not really their goal. It's like, why would that be your goal? Like, why specifically? Versus when you reverse engineer your dream lifestyle to the T. And I've used ChatGPT to break down like how much my ideal house would cost, how much it would cost for my vacations, roughly, insurances, the live events that we want to host. I broke everything down to a T to where I know specifically that to basically run our business down to the T, and it's not an even number. It's not like 100K per month. And so like when somebody comes to me and they're like, my goal is to do $86,122 a month because of this, I know that's their real goal, right? So reverse engineering your vision down to the clear math has been helpful for me, and hopefully it's helpful for you. So those are the 5 things. It's really leaning more and following my passions, right? So where can you follow your passion more? Because if you light yourself on fire with passion, people will come from miles to watch you burn. Environment is everything. Get into the right rooms, right? Like we literally had people leave this event this weekend collabing together, and their businesses are going to grow because of that, right? Get into the right rooms because you get the right connections, the right epiphanies, the right breakthroughs. Embodiment, right? Where can you embody the beliefs, the thinking, the behaviors that the next level version of which you would have? Start taking from the action from that place now. And then identity, where can you become more aware of that false identity, that ego taking over, and just make conscious decisions to get back into that prefrontal cortex and to take action from the actual identity, which goes back to point number 3. And then clear vision. If you have a goal or a clear vision you're trying to build, map it out like a blueprint, get reverse engineering, get really clear on that. Now we have tools inside of the School of Impact that show people exactly how to do this, and we even help our clients get really clear on these things. And so if you want help with that, just click down below in the description. You'll find a video that kind of breaks down how we work and all the stuff that you get with inside the School of Impact if you're interested in joining our X-Men community. All right, my friend, that's it. I hope you have an amazing day. Love, peace, chicken grease.